Hi, I'm Kim Ganassin, and I want to welcome you to my brand new vlog, The Table. This is the first episode, and why am I doing this? Well, it's kind of the magical meeting place where everything has come full circle and everything that I do is coming together as one expression, and I want to pass it on to you. There's so much that's gone on that I'd love to share and I'd love to create conversations about. So let's get started. This first video is just introducing myself, so let's do it. Okay, need a little help here with some cue cards. Patient advocate. Yes, I am a patient advocate, privately contracted with a nationwide HMO, and my job is to make sure that the HMO gets a really good understanding of what it means to be a patient, particularly a patient who has volunteered to be involved in biomedical or social sciences research. They need extra protections, they need to be understood properly, and that's my job. Okay, all right, number 2. San Francisco Bay Area native. Yeah. What a place. What a place. Love it. Okay. 2-time transplant recipient. True. I have the most common transplant in America, which is a kidney transplant. I received a kidney from my neighbor across the street who had only been my neighbor for a few years, and all of a sudden he comes up with a kidney for me. Yeah, okay. And the second transplant is actually an experimental transplant. It's not available as a standard of care. For those of you who are medical, it is a transplant of whole islands of Langerhans, which basically means that now, instead of making insulin and glucagon out of my pancreas like everybody else does, I make insulin and glucagon out of my liver. So I'm a bit of a case study, and there we go. Okay, let's see. Xer and Burner. Okay. Do you need to know this? No, but I'm just going to put it out there anyway. You might be interested. Go on Wikipedia, and they have an outstanding write-up of the sociology of the different generations. The baby boomers, the millennials, the Gen Xers, and whatever they're going to call this next generation after the millennials. They haven't even named them yet. I'm a Gen Xer. And then burner, what does that mean? It doesn't mean lighting anything up, of course, except for a giant wooden edifice, but it means that I've been to Burning Man, and I participated fully in the social experiment that Burning Man is, and I participated as a dancer and an artist, and I really, really loved it. And so I call myself a burner, just like so many other people who have been really magically enhanced by Burning Man. Okay. All right. Author. I'm an author. No, that's not true. Not yet, anyway. A friend of mine in another circle that I kind of flow in challenged me to write a book, and I had to take him up on it. So I'm writing 2 books. I'm in the middle of 2 books. One of them is called The Table, which, just like the vlog, is going to be an exploration of specific subjects. You're going to hear a lot more about it. The second book is basically a timeline of how Kim happened as a human being going through a process on this planet and learning some skills and gaining some insight. So I'd really like to share that with you and strike up some conversations about it. Okay. Yes, mother of dogs. All about the doggies. Doggies. Dancer. Yeah, for sure. I've been dancing for a long time in my life, and for the last 20 years I've been dancing with a company that's based here in the Bay Area, and it's really a huge part of who I am and how I live my life. Really big. So yes, dancer. Speaker. Also true. I speak in front of a variety of audiences, mostly on 2 different subjects, and those 2 subjects are starting to dovetail in front of specific audiences, and they're going to dovetail in front of you right now. The 2 subjects that I mostly speak of are, number 1, I speak to medical audiences about my experience in life, rolling forward into needing 2 transplants, one of them being the experimental one. So I speak to doctors and nurses in hospitals like UCSF and Stanford and all kinds of other hospitals. And it's really nice to be able to talk to nurses and surgeons and doctors when normally I'm the one who's listening to them talk. So it's really nice to be able to balance things up just a little bit. Okay. Now the other subject that I speak about is I am a channel and an interpreter. These are my words, and I could have used words like psychic, clairvoyant. I use the word clairvoyant on my website. I do these things as a practice for a living, have done so for the last 20 some odd years, and I don't really feel satisfied by those words. Psychic, clairvoyant, clairsentient, you know, all of those things. I don't feel that they're specific enough, and I'm a big stickler for specific language and specific definitions. So I'd like to define for you what these words are for me. A channel is a conduit, right? A doorway, a meeting place. I like to call myself a trivia, right? The meeting at the roads where information has a tendency to be deposited. And perhaps a window. You could call it a window maybe. But I'm a channel of vibration. Let me be very specific. We've been using the word vibration for a very long time, and it's gotten to mean some pretty funky, groovy stuff. I don't have a problem with that, but I want to let you know that there is real science, quantum science, honestly, that has established everything that exists anywhere in the universe, right here where this camera is, right here where my heart is beating, way over there on planet XYZ, 2 billion light years away. Everything that is based on vibration. The collective fabric of the universe is a great big multidimensional weave of vibration. And so as a channel, I have a very sensitive nervous system, and I've built a relationship with my nervous system where when I feel vibrations from all over the place come through me, I allow my nervous system to take some of those, send them up into my brain, where my brain interprets what those vibrations are. Now, can I interpret everything? No. Because I don't know what the mass of planet XYZ, 12 billion light years away, is. I don't know how to interpret that in numbers. I don't know how to interpret that in scientific terms, but there is a vibration out there that will tell you what the mass of planet XYZ is. I don't have a use for that information. My clients don't have a use for it. I don't think on the entire planet right now we have a use for it. So why am I going to bother trying to tap the universe for that vibration and interpret it? I'm not going to. It just doesn't make any sense. I like to focus on channeling vibrations and interpreting them for human beings and a few non-humans who have a use for that information and are going to use it to make the planet a better place. Let's be completely honest. We've gotten into some craziness on this planet. The way we talk to each other, the way that we're polarized, the way that violence has become mundane, as desensitized as we are to some of the violence and some of the crazy ways, that needs to stop. It just needs to stop. So I would like to invite you to recognize yourself as the natural born channel that you are, with the ability to feel and possibly interpret vibrations moving through you. Now, why am I sitting here telling you that you're a channel? Because you are. When's the last time you were at the club, right? And you heard thud, 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 You heard a lot of other types of sounds and voices moving through space. They came through space, sound, as sound does, comes through space in the form of vibration, moves through your body, hits your nervous system. Your nervous system brings it up into your brain. You interpret it in the unique way that you do as an individual with the unique brain that you have. And you say, oh wow, I really like that. That makes me feel so good and I want to move, right? So you're a channel because you just interpreted vibration moving across space. But I'll let you know, there's a whole lot of different types of vibrations that move through space. And you need to know that you are capable of understanding those things. And once you understand them, you become a different type of person. Someone who can be more aware of those around them and more aware of yourself. And it all just starts from within your own little self, in your own little body, and your own sweet little mind, and your own dear heart. It's all right there already. So I hope you're up for the ride. I really do. It's going to be it's going to be different than things that you've heard before. I can tell you that. And there's going to be some very interesting discussions happening. Guest perspectives, your perspectives. I hope you will leave some comments. I invite you to visit my website as well if you would like, kimganassin.com. You'll see it at the end of the video. And come on back. Come on back for episode 2. We're going to discuss a little more what the table really means. And I'm going to include you on a little exercise to connect to it. I'm sure you won't have a problem, and I think you'll like it. Thanks so much for being here. See you next time.